Okay, I'm going to show you Google Docs for your lessons today. If you just type in Google Docs in the search engine, and you can click on any of these, will take you to Google Docs. Because I'm already logged into Google, this option has come up. If you weren't, you would asked to put in your user and password first. So I'm just going to go to Google Docs, and you can see I've got all my documents in here automatically. You can use them for essay writing, for collaborative work. You could use them for, say, a group of students to work together on a project, so they could all be live at the same time, or it's just a shared document. You can use it for scheduling appointments. I'll just show you this. So I used to use it for ILPs, just putting in the information about that meeting, putting in the times, and then students add their own names there. So that was quite useful. And also then you've got a record yourself of what time people are coming, and they have the Google Doc app on their phone, so they shouldn't forget information like that because they're carrying it with them. I use it as well for storing notes for myself, for useful links, but mostly I use it to work with students on essays. When you want to set up a new document, you just click on the plus, give that document a name, and then you just use it in the same way as Word. You can use bullet points, changing the colour, the alignment, the text, the font, all of that. The only difference is you don't have to press save because it saves automatically. I do recommend that if you want to do some kind of collaborative brainstorming activity, or if you want to use it for scheduling appointments, then you insert a table, choose the number of columns, and then students know exactly where to write things. It just sets it up more easily for them. So I've set my document up, and now I want to share that with students. So I just click on Share, Get Shareable Link. Okay, and then it comes up with these options here. If you just send it for view, that's all that the recipient can do. You want them to leave a comment, but what you're going to need is so that they can edit, which is not the default, so you will need to select that. Once you've clicked on edit, I'm going to click on shareable link again, copy link, and done. Okay, and now I've got that link on my clipboard, and I will email that to students, and then they know that's their unique link to this document. Okay, so we've set it all up. For example, what I have done with my students is I labelled it by name, and I left it blank, and now it's all ready for them to start work on it, and it's saved in my drive, and I can check in on it at any stage. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you how I have stored it on my Study Smart page. So I'll just stop sharing this screen and move over so that I can show you my Study Smart course. Okay, so here's my Study Smart course. In this tab here, this is where all the links for students' Google Docs are. What I did was I just set it up as a URL, just as a reminder of that. So when you want to do that, you just make sure you've got editing turned on, add an activity, and scroll down to URL in the resources part. So I'll do that now so you can see. So click add. This one was David. I just paste that link in there that was on my clipboard and just press save. And now you see down there, there's David. I'm just going to delete that because I don't want to confuse my students. Okay, so here's what I've done for each student by name. So they cannot say that they have lost the link or they don't know where to find it. It's all in this tab. I'll just show you different ways that I'm using it with students at the moment. So let's go into this one. You can see that this student, Joe, and I have had a conversation. He was live on this document at the same time that I was. So rather than using that chat function, which can be a bit slow or unreliable, we were conversing on this way. I was able to paste in examples for him. You can change the colour to show what you want him to pay attention to. You can highlight things. You can set up a new arrangement with them, and then you can keep working in that way. So it's really good for a live conversation. Sorry, just going back again. Okay, let's have a look at another student. I will go down to this student. Okay, so what this student is doing is he's working on his coursework for AES, and he's doing some good work on it. And you can see down the side here are comments that he and I have had about his work. So a student will put work in. If you want to comment, you just highlight what you want to comment on, and that will bring up the plus button. Click on that. You can see, because I'm logged in, he knows that the comment's coming from me, and you type in what you want to say and then click comment. Okay, and then that comes up like this. What I would encourage your students to do is, when they have acted on the comment from the teacher, they then click resolve. That comment disappears. You're notified that the student has resolved that, and also the student knows that they've done it, because the comment will then disappear. If you leave a comment for a student and you want to edit that, you just click on these options here, and you can either delete the comment altogether, or you can edit there, change what you want to say, and then click save, and that will come up there. Everything is saved automatically, so you never need to click on save. And you can use that for leaving comments, for perhaps editing something with a student. Maybe when you're reading through it, you notice that a simple thing like they haven't put in a full stop. You could tell the student to check their punctuation, or if it's just a one-off error, perhaps just do that for them. So you can correct some simple punctuation, you can leave comments, you can have a live conversation, and you can collaborate with others using Google Doc. If you are live, you can both act on it at the same time, or it doesn't have to be live at all, and you could do your part and then they can do theirs. So you can see here, I put in a comment, but he hasn't resolved it. Instead, he has replied. And then I replied to that, and it goes on like that. So, and then you've got a record of what you have been saying with each other. So I really recommend Google Docs as a way of working with students on essays. This would be brilliant for writing for IELTS as well. And if you have any questions, just let me know.